Welcome to another episode of Midlife Moxie. I'm Gail,
And I'm Jen.
and today we're going to talk about those spring colors, primarily the Pantone palette.
And normally we get super excited about this, but are we excited this time, Gail, about these colors?
I'm trying to be excited. I can tell you that our clients did not; these did not meet with the fanfare that a new um, color palette normally does, because our clients are the ones like they are sitting on pins. For those who don't know, we have a membership of clients and they get monthly content and calls and all these things. And in the spring and the fall, they get a very special edition with us where we go over the New York Fashion Week Pantone forecasted colors. And if you don't know what that is, Pantone is a color company that produce inks, but they also, I'm going to say, for lack of a better word, catalog colors. Is that what you would say,
I
Jen?
don't even know if that's correct, but all in terms of this, they've just become the leaders in defining the colors they believe will trend on any given season, right? So
Based
the
on what they
Pantone does a
saw on the
lot. They do a
page.
lot of ink and printing, and they're everywhere. But in this case, they've somehow established themselves as these experts on this is what's going to be popular this year. And then the fashion stylists and companies will take those colors to the runway
Yes.
and be very creative with that. And then it transcends down into retailers where we shop. It doesn't always transcend exactly what we see in the Pantone charts. We're going to talk about what we see in the Pantone
Translate.
charts, but it
Yeah.
will be different once it gets to stores, once it
And
goes to the,
Pantone, they are experts on color. I mean, and
yep,
when I say cataloging color, I'm meaning they set up a standard basically, so that
yes,
people who work in dyes and colors have standards so that the color's the same on both ends. So if you're
yep,
talking about a Pantone shade, and
you're
people
going to
are
get it.
can look that up in the fan, or they can order the ink, and so they are experts on color.
Yeah.
Now, how they interpret the runways, I really don't know who does there. And runways are runways, like you said. It doesn't always make it down to mass retail.
Right.
Most of us are not buying couture. I think there's definitely some winners this time. I think when you put them all together, they don't look pretty together. And I think that's what gets the woman on the street a little bit unnerved.
Well, it really depends, right? I mean, the thing is too, is that you and I are going to look at these as a whole collection of colors because I think that was the original intention. But we also know that once the retailers take a hold of them, they choose the colors they like best, that align with their brand best. And then we don't see all those colors together in a store. I mean, some do.
They
There's a
they
few I
live
can
on a
think of that do
spectrum.
that, but you
They
know.
live on a spectrum, and there's going to be a version of some of these colors. And we'll kind of highlight that as we go along. But we want to kind of talk about the ones we think are winners, the ones we didn't care for, and what we're going to do with them, because that's what it comes down to. Because oftentimes the woman on the street, the reason she comes to us as a colorist and a stylist is she doesn't know how to put color together. And you
Right.
and I look at these colors very different than our clients do.
Yeah.
So let's dive in. So
Okay.
what was your overall 100% can't stand it?
Can't stand it? Oh, that's easy. Cocoon.
Cocoon is beige.
Cocoon
It's
is beige
just
and it's a
beige.
it reads to me a little greeny beige, like a warm beige, but it's just I don't know, like use the word pretty and I'm going to use that, which it's not pretty to me. I just don't see how anyone can really wear that. It,
I'm going to challenge you though, because as the one who builds these closets, we can't just have everything be turquoise and pink in someone's closet. We do need those colors that ground the closet, that tone down other shades, that make shades work together. And I'm not mad at it. I think it falls in that tan sand
it's
category.
definitely it reads the neutral to me. Like they put it in the color category.
100%. I think that's what got you in a twist. They put that up there with the colors, and this is
Right.
clearly a neutral, or a what they call all season color.
Yeah, and I mean, so you're right. It's definitely a color that's going to ground a wardrobe and a collection of colors. So I don't think it doesn't have its place. I'm just, when people see that, they automatically are thinking about clothes they're going to put on their body as tops. And there's just a few people that I feel like really pull off and look amazing in beige. And
You got to be
otherwise, you're
creamy
right.
warm, girl. If you got this creamy warm skin, not the gold skin girls are not going to look great in it. The pasty
No,
girls like me are not going to look great in it. If you're warm, but you're soft warm and your skin has that very creamy, can light creamy, I'm meaning. I could see this on a dark skin girl too, though. It could be very pretty on her.
I think it's just,
Or
it's one of those colors that it's like, it doesn't have a lot of presence. It
it
doesn't
has to
have a
be right.
dominant tone to it, so it just sort of fits. I think it's a little too fleshy. Personally, it's
It is fleshy. It
my
is
biggest
some flesh.
disappointment in the collection. What's your biggest disappointment?
Probably
I'm going to
either.
disagree with this. I just want you to know. Go ahead.
How do you know I'm going to? How do you know you're going to?
Because we've argued over this already. So tell me what's your biggest miss on it?
Look, she thinks she knows exactly what I'm going to say. I'm going to go with. It's kind of a toss up between two. Um, I'm going to go with that lime cream.
I like the lime cream. I like it. Sorry, if people on video, I got make my eye. I like the lime cream. Okay, so let's describe lime cream to those who are listening.
Hey, go ahead and describe it.
It is a um, pale lime green. It's a pale lime green. It's called lime cream. It's very pale and I mean, it reads
You know
almost
how
like
if
a
you're in a
mint green.
Mexican restaurant and they put cilantro
Yeah,
sauce on your
yeah.
steak, it's kind of that, but it's so light and
It
creamy.
reminds me of like
Here's why I'm not
pistachio.
in love with it because I think it's very limiting. The number like of all my style clients, the number who can wear this is so limited. Now, do I think this is going to be beautiful in a pattern all day, every day? Like as a background with some other colors with it. Now we're talking.
But see,
Now,
I can wear that color. I think I could wear that color and it will look great.
but you're an anomaly. Have
I'm
you?
not an anomaly. Look at me. I am not an anomaly. I think it's
I just
pretty. I think it's
it's
pretty.
touchy. It's touchy, and it doesn't play well with a lot of other colors.
Okay, well, that might be true.
Like
I
what you're
think
going to
I'm
pair
looking
that
at it
with.
now. It
I
definitely doesn't play
paired
with
it
Cocoon. Ugh.
for our clients. I paired it with a sagey green, a creamy white,
Yeah.
and I paired it with a sagey green and a brown. But that's about. I love it. Like, and I don't see this as making a beautiful monochromatic look. And
No, you're right about that.
then it's kind of hard to match to other colors. So then it's like, what are you doing with it? It's just going to be a top that somebody wears with a pair of jeans. And it is one of those colors. And this is what I tell my clients all the time. If there's a color that's a little odd, a little weird, a little difficult from the mainstream, but it looks great on you, girl, you buy that and wear it. Just wear it because that makes you special when it's a color that not everybody can wear and you look outstanding. You will pop off the street. Now, I think this color is improved when we give it some sheen. Like you see it in a silk or a satin.
Yeah, it could be very pretty.
I think that, or some texture. It needs something. You come out in this in cotton, and I'm just going to be sad.
Hmm. All right, challenge accepted. I haven't even looked to see what's out there so far.
There's a touch. Last night I was shopping for some clients and I found a
Yeah.
beautiful sweater, but the texture really helped this. And that's what our two listeners need to know that colors are very much impacted by the sheen of the fabric, the texture of the fabric, the weave, how opaque it is. Some colors really need that help to make them look beautiful. And I think in a sheen, but you know what's going to happen? Somebody's going to make their bridesmaids wear this color
Oh, that's possible. That would be a shame.
because
That's
they're going
when
to
I
say,
feel like
"Oh,
you're right.
so springy," and the dressmakers are going to make it, and those poor girls are going to turn green and yellow. They're just gonna. It's going to be. She's got blonde hair, hazel eyed, fair skin, all her bridesmaids, or a redhead. Now, this color, I would love to see this on a strawberry blonde.
Oh,
Because
really? Okay, I could see that. I could see it.
the color, having that little bit of color in her hair. And I also can see it on somebody who's very fair, but
Yes.
high contrast with very
Yes.
dark hair and
Yes.
green eyes.
Yes.
I could work in the right sheen. But other than that, it's just not giving me any life.
So I would say, I mean, like that's a color for me. I have to see it in person to really, really play that one out. But then again, my eyes have that color. So it works. And you're right. Someone else that maybe has brown eyes and brown hair, it's not going to work. It's not going to work at all.
I don't
So
know that it's
I
going to work
see
with my green
it's a
eyes.
difficult color. I would agree. It's not something you can just go by and it works on everybody. That's not true. So,
Hey, are there
okay.
others you didn't love?
Oh, yes. Didn't, okay. Another one I did not love, mainly because it's just so hard to wear. The white grape.
And
Think about
see,
white grape.
I think we're going to feel because that was one I almost named because it is difficult. Because I normally love a bright, sharp green color,
Yeah.
but this has so much yellow in it.
It is. It's so just for everyone's listening, if lime cream was the pale version of lime, this is lime green. White grape is
Without
lime
any blue.
green.
True lime has a smidge of blue in it. I think they forgot to put much blue in this color.
It is just, yeah, it's a very warm, bright. That's the key
Yeah.
here. If it was not so bright, I don't think you and I would both would kind of, but I think it's just a polarizing color, which means there will be someone that could kill it. And I envision a woman with very dark skin that just needs that contrast and bright color, can that just will look gorgeous in it. And they'll put that beautiful woman in that bright lime green into a magazine. Everyone's going to go, "Oh, I've got to have it." And then they put it on someone pale like me, and oof.
And I'm going to go on a limb here and say it needs to be a special piece. Like I see this
Yeah.
used in an editorial spread with some beautiful satin gown or something that against this woman that's very dark complected and just,
Just
an African goddess, she would be amazing.
I
Now,
I think so.
I could wear this color in the
You
summer
could wear
when
this
I'm
color.
tan
Yep.
because I do have some gold in my eyes. But again, and I would pair it with like a cute top that again, I think it needs some sheen to bring it to life. Or I could see in an open weave where you've got something under it, like a
That would be
white chain,
cute. I could
white
see that.
jean, a little
Yeah.
cute sandal. That's
I'm also wondering, envisioning as the pieces start coming out into retail, we're also just going to see it in a combo of different types of fun prints for the summer, like fun stripes and fun
yeah,
florals and
like
pattern, a
our
lot of
food.
pattern. That's what I'm thinking.
Nothing we do in our group is create palettes. We show them what to put it with. And I put that color with corn yellow and lilac. And if we found a print with those colors in it,
Yeah,
I think that would
gorgeous.
be stunning.
It'd be so fun. It would be so
It,
fun because then you could do something really fun as a bottom too, right? If you found the pair of pants or shorts in that color with a pattern blouse, how fun would that be? That would be great.
definitely think
But
a
that's
woman,
also a personality thing because not everyone's going to walk out of the house in that lime green. Not
yeah,
going to.
you got to have some presence
I
to wear
think
this
so.
color.
Yeah.
It is stunning. It'll look great with white, and I think it'll look good with like I would put it with cocoon on a woman who's warm, the color you hate. I would.
I don't know. I textbook wise, technically, I would completely agree with that statement because it should work. I always have a little bit of a problem with when I finally see it played out where you've got like a nice soft neutral, like a beige with a really, really bright color. Sometimes it's almost too different. I don't know.
It's
I
going to
know
depend on what it is.
technically you can do that. I just don't always love it.
It's going to depend on what it is, what the garment is. Like if it's a cute little pair of khaki shorts in that cocoon color, which is kind of what I would call cocoon. It's kind of a
I,
dark khaki.
yeah, it's a
But
khaki-ish.
the shirt had a lot of presence, and then you just had a little bit of that short there because it was like a 7-inch inseam short, and then some colorful shoes. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
But I would rather see white grape with a navy blue or
Mhm.
white with as a neutral or black for those who could wear high contrast. The lime green and black would be stunning on the right person. Um, That's what I would that's what I would gravitate
Please
towards
don't,
before I put it
ladies,
with
don't get a
beige.
black suit and just put a white grape shell under it. That's just not going to fly for
Don't do
me.
that.
It's
Yeah.
too, it looks like you were in the mafia and got confused. So let's talk about some we really liked.
Okay, you first.
Again, the winner of the day is Crocus. That's the one our clients had the most reaction to. Of course, we speak from our places, and I'm a cool girl. And
I so
Crocus
say.
is, if you slapped pink and purple together, you would get Crocus. It's
It's
lighter
perfect.
in, but it's not too light. It has a little white in it. And it plays well for both soft and bright color
Yep.
types, depending on how you wear it.
Hmm.
Again, it will be grossly impacted by the fabric. If this is a cotton, it's going to read softer. Certain textures will read softer, but you put that in a silk or a satin, something with sheen, it's going to become brighter. But it plays well with a lot of colors, especially the colors that our cool girls really like blue and purple and
Right. It's a
white
it's
and
a
other
very
pink.
pretty spring summer color. Like it's light and airy and it's absolutely perfect for cool undertones.
I think
100%.
that's what our Style Masters members are reacting to, as well as we have ideas of what spring clothing should
Yeah,
look like and what
exactly. You don't want to
clothing
wear
should look
something
like.
dark and heavy and you don't want to.
Yeah, some of these just were such a shock to their little systems, they just couldn't see around it. But Crocus, they lit up for Crocus.
Yeah,
They're
I can
here
see
for
it.
it. And I will tell you, it is in retail. It's already here.
I
It's
believe
going to
it.
be here. Pinks, any version of pink, except the very bright and very pungent, are almost always a winner for retail.
And
People just
honestly,
like,
Crocus is going to look really good too with the color of the year, Mocha Mousse, right? That's what it's called. Mousse Mocha. What's the hell? What's the color of the year?
yeah, Mocha Mousse. That's
Yeah.
it in it.
I think those two together look really great.
Yeah. Mocha Mousse.
I know I'm not a fan of it as it's a neutral in my opinion. I'm not loving it, but I think it'd be a really interesting pair with the crocus. So,
I've got one client who's actually cool and she's in love with it, but we trended her towards the more taupey side of it because,
yeah.
again, it's appearing in a spectrum. People are calling everything from camel to deep taupe Mocha Mousse. So it's and that's what happens. So y'all, it gives us it's a color, but don't look at it as a dot on a map. Look at it, okay, this deep beigey neutrally tone is trending. And I'll tell you, Coach killed it. Coach came out with some beautiful bags in that color.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
found some beautiful shoes in that color. And also DKNY came out with a suit that had sheen.
See, I could see that. That would be very sharp on the right
It
person.
was on
Yeah.
the cooler side.
Yeah.
Stunning, Donna Karen. You killed. If someone understood what to do with that, it was our girl Donna because
Yeah.
she made the prettiest pieces I've seen. And it was a beautiful, beautiful suit that was very feminine and it had life to it. And it was monochromatic. It was like a wrap jacket and pants and a shell. I mean, all in.
I
All in.
feel like anyone, I think any color can become extraordinarily stunning when it's done well in a column of color. If
Laura
it's
girl,
done well.
she killed it. That's the prettiest
Yeah.
thing in the Coach bags that I have seen in that color.
I'm gonna
So
see you walk.
I'm still sticking with Crocus. What say
Okay.
you? I know what
Okay.
you're
Do you know, can you guess?
do. I do. Limpet.
I love Limpet Shell. I love it. I
Our
love it.
clients did like that one.
And I think this carries over from last season. I feel like this was last season also. I could have checked before I make that statement, but nevertheless, or there was a color very similar to it. And so listeners, to the Limpet Shell is like a bright, warm blue, would you say?
I'm gonna call it a light aqua to
It's
get
like it's like a sky blue, bright, very bright. Yeah, and aqua is a great color, great description.
a little warmer than sky for me. It's got that little bit of warmth
It's got a
that
little warmth to it. Yep.
I think our clients liked it because it immediately said beach.
I so
No, I'm here for it, but that's what it screamed to me. I mean,
so
it was a quintessential color of spring summer,
and
and I
well
think
and
that's why they liked it.
yeah, I love it. I mean, I do. I absolutely love it. That is absolutely a color I would gravitate to and buy too much of in the stores. So I can't wait for it to start coming out. I know for a fact it looks good on me, which is why I have such bias towards it, right? Like it's
Yeah, and
absolutely
I do
matches my
think
eyes.
your
It goes
blonde
with
hair
my
blue eyed
hair.
girls, your girls with any version of red hair almost,
Oh
except
yeah. Oh
maybe.
yeah.
Um,
It's gonna
and
go
I,
with it goes with anybody could wear it. I feel
I
like
do
anybody
think
could
it
wear it.
does have mass appeal, again, depending on the texture and the garment. I think I'll be honest, I'm not seeing a lot of it yet.
Better see more of it. I love it. It makes it
Yeah,
you
had
could
the
wear
early
it.
spring
You won't.
drops.
You won't wear it, but you could wear
I
it.
would probably wear it with a little more depth. It would just depend. If it was a cute, like a shirt dress, it was a little more saturated, I'd wear that when I'm real tan, because that's about to happen.
Yeah,
I
Gail
know.
gets
Don't write in,
tan.
don't write in about my melanoma grooming.
Sometime in the summer when we record, Gail is going to look distinctly warmer and darker, and I will look exactly the same. And you'll be like, "Oh, Jen, I thought you were on a Caribbean cruise for a week." I
Yeah,
was.
she was.
I got sun. You can't see it.
So, I will
Just
tell you, like, one of my sons is like that. I'm saying, oh, honey, one day your freckles will connect. That's all the hope. Like, we played pickleball outdoors just a few times, just a few hours at a time. And I came in, I was in the bathtub, and I already had an ankle
yeah.
line from wearing sneakers. But Limpet Shell is beautiful. It's pretty, and it looks like, what it reminds me of? First off, Easter. That's what it
It
says.
does. It definitely has an Easter-esque effect for sure. That
So
springtime,
put it
pinks,
with
blues.
pink, it's beautiful. Put it with yellow, put it with navy, put it with the other blues. It's very workable. I also love it with browns.
Oh yeah, I absolutely agree with that statement. A cool or warm brown, just depending on your color palette. I think it works. It just works. I think that you can wear it with high contrast or keep it low contrast and it's nice and bright. It also will transition well into the
A lot of
fall.
these colors we found do work for cools and warms. They were not decidedly the color may be. And the way we teach our color system is a color can be cool, but still look good on warm
Yeah,
types.
this is a good example of that because it has some warmth. It's a little bit technically color theory has a little bit of yellow in there and it really works well, especially for those that if you know you have warm undertones, if you have a cool tone like blues in your eyes or greens in your eyes, for example, that color is going to look great. If you're dominantly warm, maybe not as great, but I still think you could be pulled off. It just depends. But yeah, redheads
Yeah,
with blue
and it
eyes, that's going to look
depends on where
fabulous.
your warmth lies and how much it is for you. Because like if you've got a super gold skin, that may not.
Yeah, like an olive skin tone woman that leans green or yellow, to be honest, that might not be the best for them.
Feel a type,
That might,
especially if
yeah.
she's got a deep, medium to deep tone.
Yeah, it might
Let's
be
talk
a little
about some
softer
of
and
these
darker.
blues. We got some really pretty blues. I love the Deja Vu Blue.
Deja
I
Vu
would
Blue is very
call
pretty.
it a marine cadet kind of blue. It's not navy. It's not royal. Send me
I would agree with that
the one.
definition. I think honestly,
What would you call it?
no, I think it's like a bright navy, like you said, like a
I can go
cadet
bright
or a
navy,
marine.
but I want them to understand it's definitely lighter than navy, but it's not bright like royal.
No, it's like right there in the middle. It's basically blue. Do you know what I mean? Like a medium blue.
If you put white in navy, here's where we would go.
Kind of, yeah.
I described it as a denim blue.
But nicer than that. I feel like denim tends to be a little inky. I think denim blue is a okay example
Denim can
description.
face it. It's
Nevertheless,
all
it's basically blue, which just tells me that every season this Pantone comes out with a blue. Sometimes it's brighter, sometimes it's darker, but it's basically we're just going to see it. We're just
I
going to see it
like this
everywhere.
one.
No one's going to notice it because it's just blue.
I'm not team blue. I'm rarely team blue, but I like this blue
I like
because
it.
navy gets so old
Yeah,
and royal has been done a million times. And I felt like this was new and fresh.
yeah,
And I love it for summer because I imagine this with yellow, with
yes.
coral. with
Yes,
Sam,
orange.
even with your favorite Cocoon. It's going to look good with the other favorite brand. It's going to look good with pink. And it's when you're wearing a blue for summer and you don't want to go as dark as navy,
Yeah.
this is a great option. It still has enough seriousness to it if you want to wear it to the office or
Yep.
somewhere, but
Yep.
it's not dead feeling like navy. I'm I'm going to promote that up to one of my favorites.
I would agree. I think it's pretty great. I really, really do. I think it's just a nice color that can be casual depending on the fabric, or it can be something that's really nice. And I just can't, I'm looking at my chart on my screen. No one, you guys can't see me looking at that, obviously, but directly below it is Eclipse. And when we were talking about dark blues, I think Eclipse is yet another one of those colors that came from last season, and it's almost black. It's a super dark blue. I see it everywhere still. And so when we're talking about blue, I'm not talking about Eclipse. That's this really dark blue that's almost like a dark navy. It's very
Like a midnight
inky.
navy. It's
It
like a
reads like black.
night sky.
Yeah, it's just too dark. So no, I think
Oh,
Deja
we're
Blue.
talking about a color like that. Oh, I know when we're talking about that color for summer. I can tell you why, because we are having a fisherman trend. They're
Oh,
not calling it nautical, they're calling it fisherman and
okay.
coastal, but I'm thinking like New England coastal. So it makes sense that navy's thrown in there because we're seeing a lot of the typical nautical stripes,
Yeah,
which
okay.
kill me now, sever my head. I'm dead because the stripes. You know how hard I work to get my clients out of horizontal
I
stripes.
love
And
stripes. You will never get me out of stripes. Ever.
now
Ever and
here we
ever.
are. Well, everybody a little wider, that's the goal. But here's the tip for our audience. Both you listeners get this special tip. If you want to wear those kind of stripes, come in with a solid cardigan or jacket so that the stripes are just in the very middle and you've got some boundaries on the side and those stripes just don't look like they're going forever, making you look much larger than you are. Now, if you
Except
don't
for
care
people
about
like
that
me who
or you're
need that extra up top.
because she's pear shaped. That's why she's saying this, guys. Y'all can't see.
I have like, okay, I have like no boobs. I have nothing up here. It's like anything that can use to like visually
Girl
enhance
speaks
my
the
top
truth.
half would be
And
great.
that's just something like this. This is a good example of using things in key parts of the body to add visual weight.
Yeah.
And I know we get in trouble anytime we mention weight. Calm down. We've all got weight, different places.
Hmm.
If you're pear shaped, you may want to add a little something on top to add visual
Yes. No,
importance. Let's put it
I
that way.
totally agree with you, Gail, though. For those ladies that tend to have large chests, bigger than me,
We're
very
going to draw a line
full,
across them.
or they happen to be very broad shouldered, wearing a horizontal stripe doesn't really flatter your figure as much as wearing something like Gail's saying, put something where you can give some boundaries. So that's all about body shape. If you love wearing stripes, by all means, knock yourself out, but we're just helping you out.
I am going to pick the vertical stripe all day, every day. I love a pin stripe. I love a pin tuck. I love anything, stripes that go up and down. Give me all the stripes. But this side to side thing, you won't catch me
I
dead in
do
the.
love me a stripe. I do love me a vertical stripe, especially along the side edges. That's trend right now. That's on the sides of the
Like
pants
the track
and the
pant. Yeah.
sleeves. I love it. I love
Oh, one
stripes.
retailer, another color. Let's just go ahead and move on to Kashmir.
Okay.
Kashmir, I think, is a soft, deep sage.
Yes. I
Okay,
love it.
let me tell you.
I'll wear it.
A suit was dropped very similar to this color, maybe slightly deeper, a little more gray, with a pinstripe.
Ooh.
My clients already got it. It even came in a tall because I have some very tall clients. And you put those long stripes on a girl that is tall and lean. She looked like she was the Empire State Building. I mean,
But
this
did she
girl.
like that though? Some people don't like that.
Oh, she's obsessed with. She leans into her long lean column
Okay.
heavy, and she was the happiest. Now, here's what I love about a pinstripe. A pinstripe is perfect for pattern mixing. It is so easy to pattern mix. So she's gonna be able to wear that with solids, the
Yeah.
solid green. She can wear it with something in the color of the pinstripe. She can wear it with print. She can wear it with
Yeah.
another contrasting solid. So when you look at a striped pant, you think, oh, what am I going to wear that with? if it's right, you can wear
Treat it
it
like a
with a
solid. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I love
beautiful
this color.
floral.
It's one of my favorites. If I didn't pick Limpet Shell, I would have picked Cashmere next.
If you're a girl that likes sage and olive, cashmere is right in your
Yeah.
wheelhouse. And those colors have been trending. I feel like the olives and the sages for a few years. They may not have been on the charts, but they've definitely been all over the stores.
Yep.
And if you're a soft warm medium, soft cool medium, this is for you. You
I mean, I'd wear it. I'd
I
wear
ain't
this
not dead in that
because of
color.
my eyes. Once again, because of my eyes. Like, I just know, like, it would be a little soft for me. Like, it wouldn't necessarily be my best, but I would
It's it's a
absolutely.
soft color that I like it because it does have some saturation and
Mhm.
it doesn't make someone feel washed out. Now, I still, it's not for me. It's just not bright enough.
No, it's
But
not for you. Mm-mm.
like, I've got a soft warm medium client that her eyes are this color and it is stunning for her.
Yeah,
She's
and
already,
it could also be on someone who's especially soft, cool, deep. Those would have those gray green eyes. That would
yes,
be really,
brown
really pretty
hair.
too. Yep.
Sometimes the soft cool deeps get lost with that brown hair. They don't kind of know how to take the brown into account, but this is not, this is a color that can be worn by warm and cool tones. So those
Yep.
people who have one warm element, like their hair is a little warmer, but they've got cool skin, cool eyes,
Yeah.
this is great.
Yeah.
Great for them. It pairs well with other neutrals. I put it with lime cream in a look for our
You
clients.
did. That's a tough one.
I
Like,
like it.
oh no, I like it. I'm just saying, like, it's a tough thing to pull off. You have to probably get the right pieces. But I love the challenge for
I did
sure.
it twice actually. I put it with lime cream and antique white, which is
Yeah.
just an off white. And I love just a barely off white for girls that are cool, but they're not bright.
I
Because
is
sometimes
this, don't you feel like this antique white though? It looks a little warm. I feel like it's the only warm neutral in this collection, as considered
I
neutral.
found when I was putting the palettes together, it depends on what you put it beside. Like,
Interesting. Okay.
up against that white background, it looks
It looks
creamy.
warm. Right. Looks creamy.
Again, it's going to live on a range. And I do think a slightly, think about listener, if you like, I wear the whitest of the whites. Like if you think of Sherwin Williams, Arctic whites, and colors like that, why is my phone ringing? I wear the brightest, bluest whites you can get. But for our soft, cool girls, that's too bright. So they need to just turn down the volume a little bit and
Yeah.
add just a touch of something in it to cream it up. So I don't hate this, especially if she is soft, cool, deep or
Oh,
soft,
I
cool.
think it's great. I think it's even a really nice addition to warm color palettes, especially for women who have some warm gray hair.
Yes.
This is a nice alternative to choosing white. Sometimes it still doesn't feel right, but the antique white might be a really nice version of white for them. A little softer, like you said, a
I
little
also took,
creamier.
yeah, I also took cashmere and put it with lime cream and bran. It looked totally different when you
Yeah,
put
I
that
can see that.
together. It feels very warm, almost slightly tropical, whereas the other looked very breezy and cool and soft. And so colors, I mean, they just behave differently.
They do. Everything's relative. A color that seems perfect on the rack, and when you put it on yourself, will absolutely look different than what you thought.
Before
So,
you leave the store with these colors, y'all, my clients have a rule. They're supposed to know what they're going to do with it. Don't just take it home because that color's pretty. Because you're going to get home and have a bunch of pretty colors in your closet that do not work together.
yep.
So have an idea what you're going to do with it. Now, going back to the Deja Vu Blue,
Blue.
let's step over and talk about blue granite.
Blue granite. Oh, the gray blue. That's how I see it as a steely gray blue. I think it's very pretty. Very pretty, very
The right
cool.
person, not me.
For a cool person, it is perfect.
Yeah, just not Gail Scott because I've got a little bit of warmth in my skin from sun damage and just some of my natural
Yeah,
color.
this is going to be really nice on those that are dominantly cool, especially soft, cool mediums and deeps. That's going to look really nice in their color palette. I also think that this is a great neutral that's going to go with all of the cool colors, even if you don't wear it as like a dominant color for a top. I think it's a
I
great
like to
staple.
see this because another trend we are seeing are the animal prints. And within the animal prints, though, we're not just talking about leopard and cheetah. We're going into zebra and snake is making a resurgence.
Yeah.
And this color in snake in a shoe, I
Yeah.
would all day.
Yeah. I can totally see that. So I can see just a lot of uses for this blue granite. I can't help but imagine it in like a satiny dress or that kind of shimmery material. I just think it would just be so pretty.
Definitely, I think it needs sheen. If you put that
Yeah.
in like a just a dead cotton
It's gonna
t-shirt,
look
that's
like denim, should have been
sad.
denim or something, right? Yeah.
It's just gonna look very washed.
Yeah.
The other one, there's a few there's another highlight, the Misted Marigold. There's been some version of gold, it feels like in the palettes last few years. This one's a little bit bright. I'm here for it for the warm girls. If you're warm and deep, especially, I do like it up against Deja Vu Blue. I like it up against
Yes.
Shell. I even like it with the Kashmir. So if you're deep and warm and bright,
Yeah.
knock yourself out.
Knock
And
yourself out. Right. Otherwise, tough to wear. I
it's
think
not going to look good on, if Jen wears this color, it would be sad, sad, sad.
yeah, because it's got a little bit of now, I mean, again, how it translates in the stores might be very different. Right now, the original version of it is, I think they call it misted. I think that's interesting they
And
use that word because it looks a little dirty. It
we're looking
looks
for the mist. I'm not seeing any mist. Mist
no, but
seems to me
I'm
like
saying like instead of them using the words muted or dusty or they couldn't find a word for it because marigold on its own is much brighter and clearer than this. This has like a little bit of like a dirty, it's a little bit dirty. It looks like it either has a touch of black to it or it's something else. So it's not a very clear
I
color.
would say, yeah,
It
it
so
looks like
feels slightly muddy. And yeah, so someone who has dark tones that's warm, I think this will look gorgeous on them. I think it will be very heavy on those that are light and definitely not
it's
anyone that's
marigold. It's going to appear in the stores as a marigold.
yeah, I
That's what's
hope so. I'm saying like right now in this form, I'm like, I don't love it. I'm hoping that when it gets out into the stores, it brightens up a bit.
and it's not what we think of as mustard, guys.
Nope,
It could
not
be
as dark as
Grey
mustard.
Poupon. It's a little Grey Poupon.
See, but that's what I'm saying. Like they didn't want to call it marigold because it's not.
It's called
It's
the Grey
misted.
Poupon. And then we've overlooked the beauty of the hour, the brand. Did we just not want to talk about that
Oh no,
color?
here's the thing. I like Bran. I I don't know why, out of all the things I complain about, I kind of dig it. And I think I like it because it seems to go with everything in this palette.
That's a definite between that and Cocoon. I can't tell you which one is the least likely to show up in my wardrobe because those are both nevers for
They're
me.
both least likely to show up in my wardrobe too, but
But
I still like it. I can see someone that has cool and light or cool and medium tones, especially soft, wearing Bran either as a top or
I have a
as a
client that
neutral.
and I'm just going to say, Jen J. Jen J, this I would put on her up around her face because she is a warm girl.
Yeah. And
She
so
has
those
a
tones are
blue
in
eye
her. Yeah.
and she has just a soft brown hair. And something about that just, she really wears this color well. If y'all can imagine, it sits to me somewhere between camel and terracotta.
Mm,
It
I
just,
would
there's
say this one's
there.
tough because it's definitely it's neutral because I can see it being can seem cool, but it's how do you describe this color? It is
It's redder,
brown. For anybody if you're struggling
redder
with
and
it, just
deeper
it's
than pink.
brown, but it's not dark brown. It's light. It's not
Redder
very
and deeper.
saturated. It's not golden. It's kind of
It's
an
not golden at all. It's not a gold. It
no.
is a reddish brown, but it's a mid-tone reddish brown, not like a deep one. Um, not like rum raisin, which is the brown we really like. So it's
I
just
do like that color a lot.
rum raisin is a dark, dark, dark reddish brown.
It's
It is
raisin. It does look like a raisin. It's
gorgeous.
beautiful.
It's not for me.
Not for me.
I could probably wear it in when I'm tan, but it's for those.
I would love though to wear it as a bottom with
Yeah,
any like with any of the other top colors we
limpet
just talked
shell,
about.
limpet shell,
Yeah, limpet shell would that be so pretty. So it would be very
limpet
formal
shell.
feeling for me, but it'd be very sharp. I would like that.
I see this though in linen, and when you put things in linen,
Mhm.
they just have a totally different feel.
Right? Yeah.
a linen dress in this with a little some aqua limpet shell turquoise accents,
Oh,
a
wouldn't that be pretty?
braided bag of
Yeah.
braided leather or some kind of twiny,
Yeah.
natural. I sit with a lot of natural
It's very,
elements around it.
yeah. It's gonna read formal. It's very dark. For those that are considering it, you'll know you'll see it in the store because you can't. The best way to describe it is like a very dark plum or raisin. That's exactly what it looks like, and
very
it's
brown.
browny, but not really browny, kind of
Across
purpley,
the
but not
room,
really. Yeah, it's
you
pretty.
probably think it's brown. And that's probably what will come to stores is a lot of deep brown, which we've had. But
Yeah,
when you put it with that marigold,
yeah,
it's just works. It's
it's
just,
really pretty.
it says high end tourist to me.
It does.
It
It
says
does.
wow.
So yeah, I'm a little fascinated with it. I haven't ever owned anything with that color. It's a little dark for me, but I'm
You
still
needed
in
a
for it to
linen
try it.
pant or a little linen skirt. It would be,
Yeah. I think
and
I'm
shoes, like a woven sandal in that color, a woven bag.
I know. Love
And,
color.
there's Orangeade again. What the heck?
Again, what is that?
It
And here's
is orange I can wear because I would call it a dark tangerine orange. It's got a touch of red in it, which makes it more wearable for me. But
true.
people don't love orange.
It is
They
a
just,
polarizing color. Orange is a color people either love to wear or do not like to wear it at all.
and the ones who love are maybe 1 out of 10. People are afraid of it for one because they don't know their right tone and it's very tricky.
And then what do you wear with
But
it? And
that same girl that's going to love rum raisins going to love orangeade with misted marigold, and she will look like she is headed to the White Lotus. I mean, she's going to be high end travel, high end travel. So did we get them all? Because
we
orangeade,
got every single one except for Moonbeam, which is not, I'm sorry, not
not
notable at
yes,
all. Moonbeam is
Bondo Gray.
medium gray. There, done.
Just it's
They just threw it in there, I feel like, just to make sure there was
fine.
something in there that was neutral,
Are we
neutral.
really wearing gray in summer? Does anybody get up on a beautiful summer morning and think, I feel like wearing gray today?
I do not think we're going to see this. I mean, we might, you never know. I just don't see how we're going to see it.
I'm not putting it in my clients' closets. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
It's just
So if
not
we're going to go
even.
with gray, go with blue granite. Don't do moonbeam. I don't,
Bring this to me in the fall in a cashmere sweater and we'll talk about it.
yeah,
But for
exactly.
summer, the fabrics of summer, it's not going to be pretty. It has no life. As people tan, it's going to look terrible against their skin. Fail, just an absolute utter fail. I don't
Yeah.
even see it in a shoe. I don't see it in a bag.
No, I'm not seeing
It's,
it coming out. I don't even, I think it's just one of those things where they're just like, we need a gray. Okay, let's just
we
do
didn't say
that.
it was our worst because it's technically one of the neutrals. But now I do want to give a shout out for some colors that were seen on the runway and are trending, are pastels. And they didn't make the Pantone list, but we
Yeah.
are seeing powder pink,
Yeah. The blushy pink.
corn butter, and corn yellows.
Yep.
And I am here for those. I think they scream spring and summer. They are showing up. Yellow is having a moment,
And
and
I'm
it's a
wondering too if
yellow,
it's in the London collection. We didn't, I
maybe.
mean, we're only talking about the New York collection right now, and I haven't looked over at the London collection. So it's possible. It's
You keep
possible that they have yellow in that collection.
tell the people why they need to wear yellow.
Yeah.
Tell them.
What? I'm sorry. Was that a question to me? I
Tell the
missed it.
people why they need to be wearing yellow because it's a color that has been mistreated. I told our clients, I said, you are racist towards yellow.
Yellow is a fun, bright color. It is the brightest color in the spectrum, which means it's also, I think, why people shy away from it because it is bright and they tend to think that it's too happy of a color to wear. It doesn't suit them somehow, wherever they're going to wear it. I think that there is a yellow for everyone. Yes, it's a warm color. Yes, if you have cool undertones, there is a yellow for you. It's just you got to make sure you get the right yellow. Um, and that's
It
really,
can be so pretty because it's somewhat unexpected. So I've gone and looked up London, and yeah, they have a beautiful, bright, buttery yellow.
yeah.
They have a Verdian green. They got white grape too, kill us now, but they got a color called camellia that is a soft, it's like a dark salmon or a light coral. They got hibiscus. They got passion flower, which is a beautiful, like crocus purple. Windsor wind looks like rum raisin. And
Yeah.
they got an airy light blue. And then they
Yeah.
got a color that's very similar to Bran. But I'm jealous. I want the lemon colors. But
So, and that's, I guess, my point. Like for Gail, a lemony yellow, it's a yellow that's either the truest yellow you can think of, a little lighter, and maybe even a touch of blue to make it a little bit of that, like the lemon, like a lemon that you
it
see in
needs
the
to have
store.
sharpness. It needs to be
It needs,
citrusy.
yeah, citrusy and sharp. It's a great way, acidic. That would be for someone with cool undertones, like and lighter for those that are lighter. For someone like me with warm undertones, you want something warmer. You want to look like butter. You
I
want a
want
warm,
you in that butter yellow. And the
yeah,
one
you need
thing
a warmer
on
yellow.
that
You don't really want true yellow. You want something that's warmer, golden.
there's
It feels
one kind of
warm.
in the middle called Kerrygold Butter Yellow from Pantone that I'm here for because that one works on most people. And I can tell you, it is trending in the marketplace. There are some gorgeous yellow pieces out there. So, y'all, give
Try
yellow
it.
some love. It deserves it. It's a color. It's a beautiful, beautiful color. I think people just don't know what to do with it. It feels funny with their makeup. Anytime people have to change their makeup, they get a little unnerved. But it's y'all, give it a chance. Give yellow a chance. I need that on a t-shirt. So even if you didn't love the Pantone, you can still go with this beautiful yellow. And who doesn't love a great pink? And apparently they're calling it powder pink, but apparently pink period was all over the runway. So why don't we just live for pink and yellow this summer?
I agree. I agree. Own it.
All right. Well, there you go. There's our opinions. Take them or leave them. We don't get paid for this. So it doesn't matter. But until next time, go and get your Moxie on. Bye now.
See you later.